Hello, everybody. This is Julia Lopez here today, your communication architect, but wearing the PSA Vice President hat today. And I have the pleasure to introduce today one of the speakers for our convention next November 18. And this is what we are doing here, introducing you these amazing people, this with the amazing stories and experience to share with you everything about the speaking business. Because the fact is, not everybody needs to become a professional speaker, but everybody needs to speak professionally. So before I get my guest in, let me give you some introduction about her. Silvia Bueso is the guest today, and she's the founder of the El Arte de Pedir, the art of asking. And she delivers conferences and workshops, and also is a certified coach and consultant. Sylvia teaches her own method as a way to raise funds for social causes, NGOs, and foundations. Also, to communicate effectively a project, to attract and retain customers for the business, or to reinvent professionally and get the ideal job. She has a degree in law from the University of Barcelona and a degree in journalism from Pompeu Fabra University, also in Barcelona. She has completed the ESADE Management Development Program and is also a certified coach by the International Coach Federation and has completed the International Leadership Program for also CTI. She has held positions of responsibility in the fields of corporate communication in different companies and multinationals and has served as a fundraiser for Foundation ESADE. So now it's my pleasure to put in the room Silvia. Hello, Silvia.
Hi everyone, here I am.
It's so good to have you here because actually this topic of yours, the art of the pedir, the asking art, is not everybody that can do that, and especially I think women we are not so good on that. Can you tell us a little bit about the arte de pedir?
Well, you said it. Asking is a word that it's human, and what I'm really doing is I want to give back to the word asking the dignity it deserves because it's amazing. It's sometimes we have difficulties in asking because we take it like something shameful. And at the same time, when we know how to make the ask effectively, asking give us a lot. So there's a huge contradiction there, depending on the culture, depending on how you have been raised in your family towards the term asking, you might be in a better position to ask or not. But what is clear is that if you know how to ask, there's more chances you get and you receive what you want. But it's true, the history has been hard for the word asking, for the word selling, for the word raising funds. And that's why I created the term askcologist. So it's a way, to change, their perspective and have a different relationship with that term.
And that's true. You said something there because when you explaining, I was thinking, when I was growing up as a child, like as a girl, we are not really supposed to be asking. So there you go. You're not supposed to be asking, and also in psychology, especially in the influence psychology, asking something means that internally you feel the obligation to give back, and sometimes people have the fear, if I ask I'm going to be asked, and then creates this gap, right?
Well, as you say, the word asking really awakes the fears that we have, of course, because when you are asking for something you want, you are exposed to the answer of the other person. So maybe you fear the other person says no. And of course, that might happen. And at the same time, when you ask, as I said, there's chances that the other person says yes. So,
Mm.
in a certain way, it's a question of learning that the better you become in asking what you want, there's more chances you get it. And of course, you have to work on these soft skills.
Mhm.
How do you react when you get a no? Can you maybe ask for something else? Can you be more creative in building this relationship of trust? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order to be prepared for the asking scenario.
I see. Now that you're telling me that asking is a skill,
Yeah,
right? So that's something that we can learn then. So then
it's
it's
a
good.
skill, and also it's a methodology. You need to understand
Mm.
that asking it's about building rich relationships with the person you're asking. So, in a certain way, asking has to do with how do you cook relationships of trust with the people you ask. So,
Mm.
it's more how do you create the connection? How does the connection becomes a relationship of trust? How do you define or decide the timing to make the ask so it's not taken as an aggression? How do you react when the other person says no or yes? So there's like a lot of work that needs to be done. There's certain steps that need to be taken, and of course it's a methodology that can be taught and people can implement it. That's what I'm seeing every day.
That's awesome. I know one thing that I've learned, and you can tell me because you're the expert if I'm doing it right, is every time I feel like, oh, I want to ask something, and of course internally I would say no, but then I say, well, if I don't ask I will never know. So this is one my first step. But Sylvia, you're coming for the PSA convention next November in Barcelona in the beautiful H10 hotel. And you are one of our stellar speakers, and you're going to be talking about, I'll get here the title for your speech, although I know it might change, but it's something that you gave to us was embrace naked pitching and unleash your authenticity. That is very intriguing. Can you share a little bit what you're going to talk about at the convention without sharing too much? Just let them
Of
be
course.
curious.
Yeah, I think it's clear, we are all pitching and we are pitching all the time. So pitching is becoming something very common. And if you want to stand out, you got to do things differently. And as I said, is a skill that needs preparation and practice. So what I'm going to be talking in my speech about naked pitching is how do you show up when you do your pitching? Are you really authentic when you deliver your pitch, or you're just copy pasting what other people are doing? This is a key question. Second, how much of you are you showing to the audience or to your people when you're pitching? Because if you are becoming a robot, like a zombie robot, and not connecting with your audience, it's going to be difficult for your audience to remember you and your message. So, as I say, many people are just, automatizing pitching and not really embracing what I call the naked pitching. At the end, naked pitching is this beautiful merge between being who you are with your failures and your charm, and also showing your vulnerability, all your failures, all your mistakes, because when you show who you are and you do it from a place where you feel connected, people will connect with you. And this is very easy to say, very
Mm-hmm.
easy to say and hard to implement. I have become an international speaker, and I have to say that I've been working hard in these two key elements. And it's easy to mention, hard to practice. If they come to the conference, I will tell them more and I will give them some techniques that I'm sure will help them to deliver this naked pitching. And the naked pitching, you can be dressed or undressed. The naked pitching has to do with showing who you are and standing out. Everyone is pitching, and you got to show your unique way of pitching so people remember you.
It's about showing you humanity, right? It's about showing, but even though you said very well, it needs preparation, should
Of course.
not be taken for granted. Cannot, it's an amazing opportunity to be in front of people and take that opportunity seriously. Prepare for them, for what you're giving to them. And this is what we are doing for the convention: preparation. We are preparing a lot. You are preparing a lot. So many speakers coming from all over to share their experience and the importance of taking this step forward to build a professional way of speaking. And this is what we want to bring, because, PSA Spain is a new association in Spain. We are based in Barcelona, but we want to expand throughout Spain. And what we want really is to people to understand the power they have within themselves when they know how to express themselves. And by asking is another technique that I'm very looking forward to learn from you, Silvia, because I know asking is not an easy thing. And you're talking about there, and I was thinking, oh my God, there's some techniques that can be related to negotiation there, because I have to prepare myself with this and this and that. So it's going to be amazing. Any last words that you would like to say to the people, the ones who haven't bought the ticket yet? Come on, what would you like to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, they have to come to this big event. As you say, I think there's a lot of learning that can come out of this event. Of course, I'm going to be teaching them how to make this pitching that it's leaving a mark on the audience, and I'm going to be sharing lots of personal stories that I hope can inspire them, to start delivering their pitches and marking the difference.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. We are so looking forward to having you with us. Thank you so much for being with us, to accept being with us in the first place. And let's just keep working and moving this forward. And we are very excited for this conference. And thank you again for being here with us today.
Thanks to you. I'll see you very soon at the event.
Very soon.